In this video, I'm going to show you how to customize PicPic Slide so that you can update the default branding that it comes with out of the box to match the brand, the themes, the aesthetics of your own event. First things first, when you launch PicPic Slide, go under the Edit Layout tab and click Slideshow. And I'm going to maximize this to make it easier. The first thing I'm going to do is change the background. So I'm going to click on the background itself. Then I'll select the background in the menu options. And then I'll choose the background that I want to add to my design. The background image itself should be 1920 by 1080. Now for things like the backgrounds of the QR codes, these are individual PNGs that sit behind the actual QR code that your guest scans. So to customize how this looks, you can move the QR code off of the actual QR code background, and then you can select the actual QR code background itself. And then you can, in the menu option under miscellaneous, click the button to find a replacement background that you want to add to it. So in my replacement background, my step 1 is using a different font, and then also the scan me color is different. So I can place that where I want it to be, and then I can move the QR code placeholder into the location again for where the QR code will be. And then I'll do the same thing for step 2. So I can move the QR code itself to the side, or I can actually just click on the scan me text, which will get me to the background, and then click on the button to find the path for where the replacement is located, and then add that. And then I'll just move it around to so that it's placed exactly where I want it to be. Now for the PicPic Social logo, you can click on it, and then you can choose to make it visible or invisible, or you can replace it by, again, clicking on it, then choosing the button, then clicking on the button, and then finding the logo that you want to replace it with. There we go. Now our PicPic Slide is completely customized for the event. If you don't like how any of this looks, you can always press the Reset Layout button, and everything will be wiped fresh, and you'll start with the basic default layout that PicPic Slide comes with out of the box. Now, if you want to update the design of the slideshow, but you don't want to use any custom graphics, you have a whole bunch of options in the right-hand toolbar. You can choose to hide the default background, and then you'll just be left with the regular blue. And then you can click on the background color option, and you can find any color that you want to make the background for the slideshow. You could do the same thing if you want to hide the logo, the PicPic Social logo that's on there. And if you decide that you don't want the background image that we placed with the QR code, you can click on the background image and then uncheck the visible option to hide it. And then you'll be left with just the QR code. Now, if you still want text that's associated with this first QR code, which is the Join Wi-Fi QR code, you'll see on the right-hand panel it says Show Wi-Fi QR Text. You can enable that, and then you'll have default text that's here that you can change the options of on the right-hand panel again. So you can change the font size, the font style, etc., as well as the text, obviously. And you can do the same thing for the second QR code, which is the download QR code. So we can click on the background image, choose to hide it. Then we'll click on the background of the slideshow, and then we'll enable the Show Download QR text. Now we've got the second text over here, and you can update that text as well. You also have the option to show footer text that you can click on once you enable it, and then you can have it say whatever it is that you would like. And you can do the same for the header. You can show a header if you choose that you don't want to have any logo at the top. While you're designing the slideshow, you'll see that the default size for the preview video box is 1280 by 720. So it's a landscape preview. However, you can click on the preview itself and then change the height and the width to be any proportion that you want, so that you can better get a visual of how the preview will look if you were going to be doing a square or a portrait style 360 video booth setup. When it comes to updating the branding on the sharing page, you do the same steps. Click on Edit Layout, then click Sharing Page. And then when the page loads, you'll have all of the same similar options that you did for the slideshow page. So we can change the background by clicking on the actual background of the slideshow. Click the button next to background and then choose the file that you want to use. We automatically make the background responsive. So as long as it's 1920 by 1080, we'll make it fit on a mobile site that the guests will see when they launch the download page. By default, the header is visible, but you can choose to hide it, or you can click on it and update any of the text that's there.